following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars. He'll trust.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment.
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
You're not going through the mic.
It was working just a second ago.
That's because it's a bad mic.
Hello.
Now it's working.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show.
Now it's not.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, so say hi to everybody. And
Hi, everybody. He's got a crappy mic here. You know, we got to spend some money. Even though we don't make any money, we should really spend some money and get proper equipment. Jimmy thinks that I'm a nag and that, I bust his chops and whatever. But I do it because he doesn't get it. If you're going to do a show, do it right. I don't like anything half-assed.
Hello.
I don't like a half-assed show. I don't like anything. If you be professional. And I keep telling him, we need to get the mics that are in the
Hello.
ear. Yeah, there you go. We need to get the mics and earpieces that are one like this. Those things, that go like this.
Yes.
And then we don't have this problem.
The problem is I can't find any of those that work with the computer. You can only get one of them, not two.
When we're in LA, there's a wonderful store in LA that we pass all the time. It's a 3-story building. And in that building is only film equipment, sound equipment, professional equipment.
Hello.
Stuff that they use in the real Hollywood and the real television. This crap that we do at home stinks. I'm so sick of COVID and what COVID has done to people. Everybody's on a talk show now. They all think they're talk show hosts. They're out of their minds. And it sounds like crap. It looks like crap, and it is crap. But, if it pacifies people during this horrible time of being held hostage at home, fine. But I think when we get out of this crappy COVID junk, we go back to being professionals, and we have sets and beautiful designs and wonderful camera equipment, and we put out shows that are valuable. These hokey pokey home movie shows stink, and they're wrecking the business, and people are bored because you look at junk. Half of them have sloppy sweatshirts on. They look like shit. Their backgrounds stink. Their equipment
they say we
stinks.
look cute today in our matching in our t-shirts.
I'm not finished bitching yet.
Okay.
And they don't even have a microphone or an earplug. They go over the computer. It's just cheesy, stupid, illiterate, backward, garbage junk. Amen. Now let's get with the program. Let's give the people out there what they really need to have, which is professional equipment, a professional show, and fun. And that's what we're going to work on, Jimmy and I, in the future coming up. It's going to be a whole big difference when we get back in the studio and we have proper camera and proper equipment. We're going to be better than the Johnny Carson show.
There you go. We already have more listeners. So what's up, chat room? Our chat room is full. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you because you're here next to me.
Do you hear me, people in the
Your
chat
mic's
room?
not working. Cheesy.
I don't know why. It's not working.
Well, stick it up your ass.
That's
It might
working.
work better.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
That's working. Hey, what's up, everybody? So we want to say hi to everybody in the chat room. What's up? We have Dawn Hinton. Hope you're recovering from your neck surgery.
Yes, that was a very interesting thing you put on Facebook, x-rays of your neck. What was that thing in it? That square thing? Is that a piece of metal?
Yeah, that's holding her neck together.
Oh.
That's terrible. So we have Teresa Sabin from Florida. Hello, Teresa. Cindy Lady Lake Music. Hello. Ian Smith is in the chat room. Football player Boomer Mays is in the chat room.
Hey,
it went by too fast, you guys. Got to write something in there so I can see who's in there because I can't go back and see who is there. And while I'm waiting, Angela. Did I say Angela? Angela Joseph is in the chat room. And Angela, thank you for some of the things you've been helping me with. So thank you so much. Nobody else is writing, so I don't actually know. Metal bolts. She says they're metal bolts. Oh, Backpack John is in the chat room. What's up, Backpack John? And Teresa Saban, I said that. So we've got a great show for you guys today. Oh, Diane Repetto is in the chat room. Hey, Diane, welcome to the show. Happy to see you here. We got a really fun show for you guys today. First, we have actress, writer, director, and producer Susan Gallagher coming on. You guys know her from Cobra Kai. She's also in a cool lesbian series called Queering, and been on every major TV show. She's very, very cool. And then we have, for all you horror movie fans, Jennifer Rubin. You guys know her from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warrior. That's the best one for me out of all the movies. That's the best one. But she was in a ton of great movies, and she's worked with everybody, and she was a supermodel in Vogue and Glamour and all the different magazines at the same time. So it's very cool. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to all of it. Teresa Saban wrote Ron, ha, 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 but I'm not sure why everybody. Oh, Ben Stauber's in the chat room, too. Hey, Ben, welcome to the show. Dawn Hinton says she watched Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warrior last night. It's my favorite one, and Jennifer Rubin plays the best character in that one. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun all the way around. I think this is working now, too. So
Works on and off.
okay.
Sometimes it's off. It's better. But anyway,
Thanks.
no, well, sometimes it's better when it's off. I'm not feeling so well today, as you noticed. We suspect that I have dizziness. I don't know where the hell it came from, but I've been fighting dizziness for a couple of days. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in Joe Castro's movie on Sunday because of the condition I'm in. I can barely stand. If I stand, I feel like I'm going to fall over like a chip listing. Now we made an appointment with the doctor, and they call it menses, was it?
Meniere's disease.
Meniere. They think I may have Meniere's, which is an infection in the inner ear. Isn't it great getting old? They get every fucking infection, every broken bone. Oh, it's a mess. Anyway, while you young kids enjoy it, run, do, go, jump, scream, have a ball. Because when you get to be my age, it's a limited activity.
They're all saying, oh, my God.
But I
That's
don't
no
feel
good.
good right now, so forgive me. I'm not going to be. My brain goes off every now and then because this it's a inner ear problem. So they're going to. I understand they're going to take wax out, which is nice. It's a beautiful feel. If anybody out there ever have wax taken out of their ears, it's a beautiful feeling when they put the hot water in and they pull the wax out. But anyway, it's not uncommon for people over 70 to get this Meniere's, whatever it is.
Actually, Lady Lake said she had it at age 40 and it sucked.
I have the ringing in the ear, that high frequency ring, and blurred vision. My vision is blurred. And
Everybody's wishing you well.
oh, thank you. And I had, cataract surgery, so my eyes are 20/20, beautiful, sharp. But now they're fuzzy wuzzy. It stinks, but Friday I go to the doctor and we'll see what the doctor says. And maybe he can give me something to get rid of it because I have a lot of up and coming events coming up. Again, I'm sorry I can't be with Jimmy, who's filming Joe Castro's film,
Terror Tunes 4.
Terror Tunes 4.
It'll be fun. And we also made plane reservations, so we're going to go visit Eileen and go to New York at the end of May for a couple of days. And so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't know what else.
No, because when I'm like right now, I wish Eileen were here next to me. I would lay my head on her breasts, and that was the softness of her boobs would make my head not hurt so much.
They'll say they'll fix you up. Dawn says they'll fix you up, and she's had the worst week ever.
Yeah, we all. Well, everybody's gets a little.
We're all
bit of
getting
baloney.
old.
Well, no, I'm not getting old. I'm just getting stupid things that are coming my way. Like cataracts. What the hell are cataracts? You need them like a hole in it. But they got rid of those. They put in 2 beautiful lenses, and now I see like a pilot vision.
They say kick its ass.
But this stupid vertigo thing is really.
They like pilot vision.
Yeah, well, that's what I have. Pilot vision 2020. But vertigo is not fun because I feel like I'm on an ocean liner and everything rocks. And when I lay down in bed, I spin and my feet go over my head. It's like you're drunk, but you're not.
Do you want to tell people real quick before we go into our guest about someone who enjoyed your script so far? Or no?
Who enjoyed my script?
Well, the person who you want to star in it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
don't forget, everybody's not on your Facebook page.
Right. Well, I'm not on my Facebook page either because I took a vacation. Yeah, Lainey called me, and Lainey said
Lana Kazan.
your script is adorable. She said, and Ron, because of private reasons I won't divulge. She was unable to read the rest of the script, but promised that she would read it by the weekend, and she's really enjoying it. It's a fun script.
And
And it-
Sadie loved it too.
Yeah, and everybody that's read it has said only all good things about it. So we probably will get it into a movie, and you guys will enjoy it because it's a fun, whimsical kind of a. Kids are going to enjoy it, adults are going to enjoy it, and certainly old people are going to enjoy it because it brings us back to the days of old New York and when families were families. And
Ron's talking to a bunch of people that you guys will all know because they've been on our show. So many people who've been on our show are going to have little roles in it.
yeah. Stan Zimmerman, who I love to death, is a dear friend of mine. He's going to play a part in the movie, and Sadie Katz, of course, is going to be one of the third principal. It's going to be a great movie with a lot of fun people in it.
They say they can't wait. Also, B. Claudia just joined us from Germany. We want to say hi to B. Claudia. I know you've been in the hospital and you've got problems also, so we want to wish you positive
What was
healing
wrong? What was wrong
vibes.
with B?
Something with her leg, like
B,
with
what's
her
wrong
leg.
with your legs?
Something with her leg. Too much. She can't even type. It says.
You know what you need to do for leg problems? Keep them up as high as you can and as wide as you can for as long as you can.
Hopefully, you're laughing at that, B.
You know, that's a line from a movie. Maggie Smith delivered that a line in Murder Under the Sun, I believe it was called, where they filmed it in that wonderful island, Mallorca. And what was her name? That woman I just said. See,
Madeline Kahn.
no, not Maggie Smith.
Oh, Maggie
And
Smith.
Maggie Smith referred to another actress there who was loose. You know, she had been around a lot. She said, "Oh yes," she said, she's kept her legs up as high as she could for as wide open as long as she. Anyway,
She said she lost feeling in her leg and fell and hurt her spine.
oh, well, now you need to get a 23-year-old guy to help you fix it.
There you go. So anyway, now we're going to bring in our first guest, and you guys are going to love her. I think she's super cool. So let's go ahead and bring her in. Hello. Say something, Susan. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Hi guys. Hi.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I'm so excited to see you.
So
and-
loud. Why so loud?
Oh, mine's not loud.
Oh my God! Get this dog off me. Astro heard me yelling. He said he protects.
Is it really loud?
Oh my God!
Say something again, Susan.
Am I loud?
Not for me, you're not, but for him. Hold on. Let me fix this mic.
Sorry.
Put
We'll
these in and
switch.
see.
Okay, hold on.
Whoa!
Do I
Just-
need
did
to
you
turn my
do
volume?
opera?
No, it's not you. It's him.
Okay.
Oh, I can't put it. You gotta
Here,
Well,
try.
I
See,
do
look,
have a
let us
mouth,
speak in
so-
one. You could.
Okay, say. Talk.
I have a big mouth, so maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah, that's
me.
loud. Yeah, yours is loud.
I mean,
I'll turn-
you've got to go to the Met. You must do.
I
You must do
know.
Butterfly or Carmen. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
You
I'll
have
try
a very
stage.
beautiful, clear voice, but it's our equipment. I told you we have antique
How's
equipment.
that?
Let me hear it now.
Better? Is this
That's
better?
better. That's
Okay.
better.
All right.
Oh,
I don't
that's
want to hurt
lovely.
those ears. May like disturb the wax or whatever, right?
I wish maybe you'll unplug me and I won't be dizzy. Wouldn't that be great? So do a high pitched sound like a woo.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. I'm not
Okay.
dizzy, but I'm deaf now. Anyway, you're a pretty one.
oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Isn't she a pretty
No, she's
one?
gorgeous. So first,
Yeah.
let me introduce her to everybody. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and gorgeous actress, producer, writer, director Susan Gallagher. Hello and welcome to the show.
Guys, so nice
Yeah.
to be here, guys. I've been looking forward to it.
We're totally looking forward to
Yeah,
it too.
And you really are beautiful. You know,
Oh, thank you very
no,
much. I appreciate that.
seriously.
Nothing wrong with your eyes. You got that 20/20 pilot vision now, right?
Yeah.
Well, not right now. My vision's a little blurry, but I still see you clearly on the TV. I mean, you only look about 17, but that's
Oh,
good.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
You know, the blurry vision helps.
Yeah,
a little
the
bit.
cool-
and you never lie, right, Ron?
Actually, he doesn't. You don't know him. He doesn't lie.
No. If you look like an old bag, I would never tell you look young. No, but that's like getting Faye Dunaway and saying she's still beautiful. That's a July. You know, Faye Dunaway's a mess, and she's old looking, and she had all that crap put in her face. She looks like a horror movie, and I don't care for Faye Dunaway.
Really?
Really?
Not too many people in our business do. Like
So-
nobody.
But one thing that's really good
She
is
and Raquel Welch, they should be lovers and go move to
yeah,
the
Raquel
moon.
Welch doesn't
The
like
both
us.
of them should go to the moon.
She's told us she would never come on our show. It's
No,
too-
that's not the reason. I have been in the company of Miss Welch, and she was loaded one night, and she
Laugh out
attacked a
loud.
friend of mine, and she was dragging him into her limo. I mean, she's a little bit of a whack job.
So let me tell you something though. When we tell you that we think you're gorgeous, it's a true compliment. Because first of all, we're married and we're gay.
And first of all, who's bullshitting? If she was a dog,
We
and
wouldn't
I-
have said anything.
of course. What, you think everybody on our show's beautiful?
No, but today's guests both are.
I mean, we've had a couple of dogs on our show, but they're lovely people. No,
But they're
really.
lovely people.
They were lovely, and I brought out their beauty, the beauty from within, because of their personalities. You know, I have found that the more beautiful, the less warm the female is. The uglier the woman is, the female is, the warmer she is, because she needs to captivate her people. So she puts out her personality better. Now go back to Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway, Betty Davis and Betty Davis loved me in her old age because we would talk about Faye Dunaway. Betty Davis hated Faye Dunaway. If she could have thrown her under a train, a subway, she would have. But I always bring up Faye Dunaway. A friend of mine was in a movie with her called Mommy Dearest. And he was on the set. He played the son, by the way.
She probably knows actually. Do you know Xander Berkeley? You probably do.
Do you know
'cause you know
him?
everybody. You've been in so many cool things. He's a good friend of ours.
Do you know?
Yeah, no, I don't know him personally, but I know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a sweetie pie of a person. And first day on the set, he said, "Hello, good morning, Faye." She turned around evil and she said, "I am Miss Dunaway. You will never call me Faye. You will call me Miss Dunaway. Now go away."
He told us this on the air too, so it's
Yeah,
public.
so it's public. And I have heard so many. Betty Davis really wanted to beat the shit out of her when they were making a movie. Betty said she was the most difficult person in the world to work with.
Wow.
Anyway.
Now, when she was young and beautiful, she was a snobby bitch. Now that she's an ugly old lady, I understand she's getting a little nicer.
There you go. Okay, so let's go. Let's switch
Now
the
let's talk about
conversation.
you. Enough about Faye Dunaway.
So first
But
of
wait
all,
a minute. When you're as famous as Faye Dunaway, I'm going to talk about you. So be careful of what you say to us.
All right.
Especially,
first of all-
wait, when you win an Academy Award, I'm going to say, "Oh, she slept with a lot
she's
of
gonna
people
totally.
to get that award."
She's totally gonna win one.
No,
She's
she
so
slept
freaking
around to get that award. That's for sure.
good. Okay, so first of all, we have a chat room full of people. We have about
She's
10
cute. I really
10
like her.
countries represented or whatever. So please just say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody. I wish I could see the questions. I'm just trusting that that they're gonna see them on their end.
We always include because we that's one reason why our show is pretty popular is that we include our chat room. Everybody says hi and
Right.
everybody like loves it and
Thank you.
so
thank
Now,
you.
tell me something about yourself, but don't bore me. Don't go on and on. Just tell me who you are, what you do, and how wonderful you are.
Well, I think Jimmy was kind of doing a little bit of an intro. Were you happy with
Yeah,
you finished the
Nah,
intro? And
No,
so,
no, it's a boring intro. Boring. That's an intro to everybody. Wonderful, terrific, gorgeous. I want to know you're sexy. You got a boyfriend. You got a girlfriend. Who you married to? Are you not married? Are you a tramp? Do you run around? Are you a good girl? Are you a Catholic? Are you a Christian girl that goes to church? Or a Jewish girl that goes to synagogue? Or I want to know. Do you do drugs?
first of all, you guys, if you
Wait,
want
do you drink? Do drugs? And
hang on. First of all, if you guys want to know a lot of these things, she's going to tell us some of them. But you can follow her on Instagram.
I could tell
And
you
on,
about
on
her.
Instagram, she is I am Susan Gallagher, SusanGallagher. And on Twitter, she's Susan L. Gallagher. So it's SusanLGallagher.
She is a nice.
And she's in Florida, I think.
She's a nice girl raised by an Irish family with Irish values. And she's sweet and good. And she is a Catholic and she goes to church. I'm wrong. How wrong am
Wow,
I?
that's a lot to live up to.
Wait,
Well,
do you,
correct me.
yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I want to find out about Florida, and then we're going to talk about some of these things. That
No, I
you're
want to
in.
know all about her because she's pretty and everybody out there wants. Are you available for a guy? Because we have a lot of guys that watch the show. Don't laugh. Adrienne Barbeau said fine. When Adrienne was on, I said, there's a guy out there that wants to date you. She said, okay.
So tell
I
us a
am
little bit.
married. I have 2 children, Caroline and Bo, and I don't have any grandchildren yet. And I have a rescue dog and a rescue cat, so I like.
Good.
We have 3
Yay,
rescue dogs.
yay.
Yeah. I live in Central Florida, right between Tampa and Orlando during the winter. But my husband semi-retired a few years ago, so we built a house up above Asheville, North Carolina. But
Hang
I'm
on,
used
wait, stop.
okay.
Are you an old bag or what?
Yeah, I'm an old bag.
You look like a girl. You look like a girl.
I'm not a girl. I've got great lighting. You want to see it? I got this.
Oh,
little
wait a
thing.
minute.
No,
Wait,
you're
your
gorgeous.
husband. Your
It helps
husband.
a lot, right?
Hang on. Your husband retired.
Semi-retired.
So he's got to be 40 or 50.
Semi-retired.
40
He's
or
got health issues. He's got a lot more health issues than you, Ron. So he needed to do that, and then I'm in Atlanta a lot. But I used to be in New York City during the spring, but because of COVID, I haven't been there. But I've lived all over. I've lived in LA and studied there, and lived in New York, lived in New Orleans, and really love the Atlanta market in the Southeast, and just
So I have questions about that. So first, let's go to Florida because I'm from Florida. I met Ron in Florida. He's not from Florida. I grew up in South
Oh, I'm
Florida
from Brooklyn,
and
New
lived
York.
there my whole life. And then I went to high school in Jacksonville and college in Gainesville. And I saw a picture on your Instagram that said Vero Beach, which I have a ton of friends, fraternity brothers, ton of fraternity brother friends of mine are from Vero Beach. And so like I like Florida. But you said you go to Atlanta. I know Cobra Kai is in Atlanta, right? So you go to Atlanta a lot, and I'm getting ready. Ron and I are getting ready to do like 3 or 4 films in Atlanta.
that's fantastic.
So tell us a little bit about how it is working like in Atlanta, because like that is like the new hot place to be. That's where everybody's going. It's got
Also,
great tax
Nashville.
incentives.
Nashville is also hot.
But tell us, like, how is it working in Atlanta compared to like when you were in LA? And I saw a lot of the TV shows you have been in. A lot of them were in Florida actually, and some of them are in Tennessee.
Right.
Plus City Law. So how is it in Atlanta, like filming there?
I love Atlanta. My maternal grandfather's family was from Atlanta. I grew up right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So Atlanta's like home for me. And I used to live there in my 20s and partied way too much, but had a blast. And it's like going home. And there's that element of the South and the friendliness and the warmth, and everybody's just happy to be there. Everybody's so happy to be working again because of the freaking COVID. And it's just a blessing to be back. And that's the way I feel about it. And everybody that I've talked to, because, you have to go through a whole series of COVID testing before you can actually get on set. So you're just, you try to be as careful as you can and be as mindful as possible and stay healthy so you can actually work, but you're holding your breath the whole time until you get that negative result in the email or whatever. So
I understand that kissing now is not, they're not doing kissing. If it's in the script, the kiss is out. So, like that doesn't make a film work.
No, it does. But I mean, if people are being tested, I don't know how I feel about that, but and this time of year is perfect in Atlanta. And now come August, it's not so pretty, but it's spring. So everybody is outside and we enjoyed Piedmont Park. And it's a lovely time to be in Georgia or Tennessee. Nashville is great too this time of year.
Nashville,
You also said Asheville, though, didn't you say Asheville?
Yeah,
Isn't that where the Biltmore House is?
It is.
I love it. I love Asheville. It's beautiful there.
We're doing a film also in Nashville.
Okay.
And Nashville is beautiful. Everybody's evacuating LA. You've heard.
Might be Memphis.
Yeah, I
though.
know.
Might be Memphis.
You've heard that everybody's leaving
I
this
have
town.
heard that.
There's not going to be any actors or filmmakers in this town soon. And they're all going to Nashville and to Atlanta. And
Well, what's funny, Ron, is I've had so many friends of mine or acquaintances that I've worked with over the years that have been in LA forever contact me trying to get a referral to my Atlanta agency. And my Atlanta agency is they like shut the doors. They can't take any more people. They're not even seeing more people because, you know, everybody is flooding to the south and the southeast.
Well, now the rumor is back that Steven Spielberg is going to build this tremendous studio either in Nashville or in Atlanta. Look, what's his name? Who I love. What's it? Who does the Mother in Drag?
Tyler Perry.
Oh,
yeah.
Perry.
I love and adore him. I think
I do
want to
too.
work.
I've worked with
I
him.
want to work with you. Have
I have,
You
and
work-
you know what? I think he's great. He is a genius multitasker.
I wish
Let
I
me
could
tell you,
work with
that
him.
man
Oh,
can
because you were on
multitask.
the Have and the Have-Nots. You were on the
Yes.
Have and the Have-Nots.
Yes, and I actually booked a nice guest starring role on a television show of his that was supposed to shoot right when COVID started. And my role was not an important role. It was like the wife, somebody who was important in the scene. I don't want to give any details away. But anyway, I knew that he could easily, and I was keeping up with him and what he was doing in his studios. And I knew he was going to more of a skeleton cast and crew. And that because he's got his own facility, everything can be all inclusive, you know, so he can have control over people coming and going. And I knew that he could, you know, write my part out. And he did. Hopefully he will remember me for something bigger that cannot be so easily written out. But I just think he's great.
He's built.
Actually, we've
he's-
had a
he's built.
and he
He's
does
built
it
an. I have not seen his studio, but I understand it is absolutely top of the line. You know, everything is
Fantastic.
gorgeous.
fantastic.
So now
And I'll
if
tell you
Stevie
another
is-
thing, Ron, listen, you know, he has his own cafeteria and, you know, chef and all of that, where he feeds all of the cast and crew. He feeds the background talent, the extras, the same beautiful meal as he feeds us. And nobody does that. I mean, usually the background, the extras, they get cold pizza or, you know, a little sandwich or something. No, they go through the whole kitchen with, you know, grilled salmon or baked chicken. And I just thought that said a lot for Tyler Perry.
Absolutely. I heard he's really nice.
If I'm on a set and when they bring the roach coach in, is what I call it, and you see all that junk, it's all sugar candy, all
Yeah.
garbage, Mexican beans and shit. I mean, food that really make your sugar level go up to 3 million.
Right.
Unhealthy crap they feed us. I tell the producer, I say, I don't eat this shit. Is there a decent restaurant around that we can order from for me? Well, because I don't eat it. I don't eat that. I eat very
Well,
healthy.
most of them, I mean, I'm usually fed pretty well. I don't know where you've been, but the
Oh, well,
extras,
you know what? Listen, the movies I'm on, they're like $1.98 films. You know what I mean?
those are the things that I produce.
Well,
But I still think
$5 is a lot of money for the.
Ron.
No, they're on $5 budgets. You
Actually,
know.
though, hang on. The Have and the Have-Not. So we had Renee Lawless. We went to an event and sat at a dinner table and ate dinner with her. She's one of the stars of that with John Schneider. They've both been on our show. We have another friend,
Love
Robert.
John Schneider.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Love
And then we have another friend, Robert Craighead, and he's in like
Love
all of
Robert.
Tyler Perry's like shows.
I love him. I love Robert
Uh,
Craighead is one of my sweetest, dearest, loveliest person.
So hold on, I want to brag for you a
Did
little
you
bit.
know who he is, Robert Craighead?
No, I don't, but I want to meet
He's
him.
a very,
Yeah, but he's
very
there now, actually shooting
famous
something.
actor.
He's
He
shooting
works-
something now because I saw
he
him.
works all the time.
Good
You will
for him.
see him in like I don't know how they even hire him so much. He's going to be
He's
played
in
out,
everything. He's in everything that
Everything.
Tyler Perry
Everything.
does.
Sure, I
He
would
always plays
recognize him.
a sheriff. He's always a sheriff in
and
everything.
he's the greatest guy. Oh, if ever you met
Robert
him,
Craighead. You love
Robert,
him.
you'll love him if ever you met him.
So hold on, let me brag
Terrific.
a little.
And you
for
know what? He's a very giving actor. So if you work with
know.
Craighead, he
Craig,
helps you.
I will remember that name.
Yeah, Robert Craighead, good dude.
Okay,
good
so
guy.
you guys, before I started following,
And he's always in Atlanta.
before I started following Susan on Instagram and Twitter, which I have to admit I followed her because originally because she's homeless Lynn in Cobra Kai. She's like, I actually think you're one of the best characters in the whole thing because you're so freaking hilarious every time you come on. You know, you're so you steal the scene
Wait a
every
minute, hang
single
on.
time.
She's in Cobra Kai?
Yes.
I don't watch
Thank,
that show.
thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
I think that you have done such an excellent job in that. We had Ron Thomas on recently. We've
Preacher
actually,
boy, that's my preacher boy.
yeah, Preacher Boy, and we've
Well,
actually
if
interviewed
you're-
like Ralph. I mean, he's interviewed Ralph Macchio, and we met Martin Kove at a red carpet event
So-
last year.
And now you're going to be working with my very best friend, Sean Kanan.
Well, we don't know that for a
Oh,
fact.
yeah.
but
Sean's going to be in there or I'm going to blow up their studio. Sean Kanan
it
has
is
got to be.
rumored that Sean
Sean
Kanan will
was
be
in
in
the-
the new season.
He has to be in there. We're pushing for it because Sean was in the first one,
no, the third one.
third one, whatever. And he has to be in the
Actually, she
next
probably
one,
doesn't
and
know
he
who
has
that
to
is.
work with you. Now, you want to talk about another
Oh,
dreamboat,
wait.
another doll? Sean Kanan is the nicest human being you'll ever want to meet. He is not only
I'm gonna message him because we follow each other. I have not met him personally.
Oh my God!
wait. He's
I'm gonna
First-
message him and tell him that you said that.
Oh no, we
first
talked
of
to him.
all-
I just
first
talked
of
to him
all-
twice this morning
First
already.
of all, he's gorgeous looking with a
Yes, he
beautiful physique. Okay.
Yes, yeah,
He's
he's
got a
very
he's got a beautiful wife who I love
Yes.
and my dear friend,
Michelle.
and she's Italian. And
Yes.
if you flirt with him, she'll break your legs.
That's good to know. Thanks for that.
She's a tough broad. She's
Okay.
very protective. Sean Kanan, when Sean and Michelle come to our house, they don't play movie star. They go in the kitchen and they cook with me. Sean makes the salad and she helps me with stuff. They're down to earth, regular Joes, and you could write that to Sean.
Oh, actually, I'm going to do a little
I
plug
love
for him while
Sean.
you have Mom. So you guys, in 2 weeks, Way of the Cobra
Yeah.
is coming out. It's Sean Kanan's new book. It's coming out, I think, on April 16th. And you can go to wayofthecobra.com and get it. But he's a really good friend of ours, and you would love him.
Oh, he's
and,
sweet.
And I don't know if you know, because he was, he was like he was Mike Barnes in Karate
Yeah,
Kid
yeah,
3.
I know that. There's
And
been
he's
theories
very
about
cool.
homeless Lynn and Mike Barnes. I mean, there's been
Well,
I like
there's
love it.
theories
Yeah,
and
because maybe he's going to be your son or something. I know you can't say anything,
Yeah,
even
no,
if you
he-
knew.
Sean can't.
Uh,
can't
oh,
be-
he can't.
Shh,
Oh,
wait,
no, he
hang on.
can't be a son.
You,
girlfriend
Sean
or
can't
something.
be your son. You could be your lover,
Thank
but not
you,
your
Ron.
son. No, Sean Kanan is
I
about.
actually read something though. When I
Sean's
said
about-
that. I don't know how they came
No,
up with that.
Sean's
you
almost-
you look older though as homeless
Don't
Lynn as you
yell.
do in real
Yeah.
life.
Sean is almost 40.
that meth and burrito, that'll do it to you.
Sean is 50. He can't play your son. It's impossible. Now you made me forget what I was going
Okay,
to
I want to
say.
go back anyway.
and it was
so
an
let's go
important
back. So
point.
everybody needs to watch.
Oh,
Cobra
wait a
Kai.
minute. Also, Sean Kanan's wife wrote all of the script for Studio City, which is a hit TV
I
show.
did not know that.
And yes, and Tristan Rogers, other soap freak, he won the Emmy
for best supporting actor
for Best Supporting Actor. So
for Studio City. They have you need to get to know him because
yeah,
they
you
have
got to
a-
get on the ball, sister, because
because-
you know this is what's
because
happening.
they've got a show. It's on Amazon Prime called Studio City.
You know,
and-
there's work out there.
and,
There's work out there. You got to hustle.
yeah,
I'm trying, Ron.
oh, no,
No,
you were
well,
so good.
We just gave you 3 leads. Contact
Yeah.
them. Tell them.
I'll introduce you to him.
Tell
in
them
an
you're-
email. I'll
Jimmy,
introduce
thank
you.
you. That's what I need, guys. That's what
I
I
will
need.
introduce-
Well, you
Well,
just
actually, I mean, he and I, you know, we've messaged each other before, so we do follow each other, but we've never formally.
I
been
know you will love him. Like
you
believe
and
me,
you and
will love
Sean.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sean's a
I
great.
think
great guy.
we get along really well.
So let me finish bragging. So
everybody
first of all,
does.
everybody needs to watch Cobra Kai, and you definitely have to watch Susan as Homeless Lynn because she is so fabulous. Scene stealer. Like if they gave like I know that since you're not on every episode character, but if they gave like a guest appearance, Emmy or Academy Award, you should totally get it because you are so good. That like lunchroom scene thing, like that the food thing that you did at the food thing, like it was so hilarious. I was like almost peeing myself. So it was fabulous. You okay? And then you guys, so you've seen her on all kinds of TV shows, you guys. Bluff City Law, which I can't believe they didn't like renew for a second season. Step Up, High Water, The Have and Have Nots, House, The In-Betweeners, NCIS, New Orleans Star. I love that. Bloodline, I love that. Some of the cool movies that she's been in. First of all, she got another TV series where she's like, I think she's like the main character, Queering. You're like one of the main characters because you're #1 on IMDb and you're in more episodes than anybody else. And listen to this one.
Should I be offended by the title "Queering"?
Just when Harper is ready to live the
Maybe.
best phase of her lesbian life, the tables turn when her mother unexpectedly comes out as queer. Is that you? Are you the mother?
That's me.
I love it.
But,
Well,
you
I'm
know,
not
we-
clear. She's bisexual. Val is bisexual. She's trying to figure it out, guys.
Okay.
you know what? We have to correct people on that because we are gay. We are not queer. We are not different than you are. We are the same as you. So
That's
how
just the name of the show.
I know that, but I don't like the word queer because queer. I mean, how would it
But
be?
it's queering.
Yeah, but I know. But how would it sound if I did blacking or Asiering
And this, guys, it's
or
on,
or,
it's
or
on,
Mex-
it's on
Mexicaning?
YouTube.
Talk.
It's Queering
Huh?
web series on YouTube, and we've done 2 seasons. And we were supposed to start filming Queering the movie last spring in
then
2020. And COVID hit. We shoot it in Brooklyn, Ron. But it's a beautifully written web series.
I'm sure it is, but you're teaching.
It's hilarious, and it touches on a sensitive subject, but it does
I
it
am
with
sure.
kindness,
I am sure. I'm
and
sure
you
it's
fall
all
in love with these characters,
it's
and I'm
all-
really proud to be a part of it.
good. I'm glad. It's all wonderful for you. But young people hear queer and they like to call us queer. And then I have to punch them in the face and the police come and I get arrested for assaulting a little son of a bitch that just called me a queer. So you see, all of your wonderful shtick that you just gave me causes me grief. The word queer, the word queer, the
People
word
have
queer.
really enjoyed it. Gay and straight people have really enjoyed it, and it's queering.
I'm
web-
sure. But you know what? Now that I have brought it to the attention of gay people, you're going to hear from gay people saying Ron's right. The word queer is very, very not nice.
But it's not queer. It's queering.
Queering, come on, queering, it's about 2 lesbians. That's nice.
No, it's not.
What's it about? It's about a priest? What's it about?
I just read you the synopsis.
Is it about
a lady coming
President Trump? I mean, what's it
I
about?
think that if you were to watch it, you would probably have a different opinion because it's really
No,
well.
I would love the show.
And the creator and the writer is a lesbian, and most of the cast is, and it's a heartfelt show with comedy and drama, and
Well-
it's real. There's
well-
a rawness to it, and there's nothing pretentious about it.
Listen, I'm not saying anything about the show. I'm talking about the word, the title.
Well, I'm telling you about the word too.
Well,
And,
no,
I
but
mean,
the title. Wait,
she
hang
came up
on.
with the title. It's her show, so you know
Listen,
I'm going with it.
listen. The
Yes,
the
good,
title
Go ahead.
is the title is insensitive. Okay,
It says,
there you go.
wait, I looked it up.
Okay, well,
Queering
I'll
refers to-
let her know.
Queering refers to the act of taking something and looking at it through a lens that makes it strange or different.
That's
not
right.
bad. So that's
well,
not
that's
bad.
not me. I'm as normal as she or anybody else. Now, let me bring up a
Well,
story.
I'm not, and I'm
Wait.
struggling.
No, let me bring up a
Come on,
story.
guys.
Wait, hang on. Taya Gill, if you know who Taya Gill is a dear old friend of mine for a long time. Taya Gill. She played a lesbian in the Canadian TV series Queer as Folk. And I said to her years ago, what does that mean, queer as folk? I don't get it. And she said she didn't care for it either, but that's the title that they wanted to do because it would bring more people in. If they would have said gay as folk, it probably wouldn't have been as provocative. But the word queer sort of invites people's imaginations to come in and see something odd, something different, something strange. Now, to quote Shakespeare, do I not bleed? Do I not? Remember that bullshit? But anyway,
Actually, the
That was
chat
just
room
my
says
point.
they love this banter going back and forth.
of course they do, because
and they think it's
we're
funny.
not- we're not-
And it has nothing to do with you. You're just
Nothing.
in a character.
Listen,
Come on,
you're-
wait, Ron, I'm jumping in here. Queer as folk. All right, maybe I'll give you a little something there, but queering, no, you've not.
well,
sold-
I just don't
But
like
queer
the
as folk,
word.
maybe somewhat.
I wonder how African Americans would feel if the show was called Blacking.
I don't want
No, Blacking. You know what I mean? Or Schwarzer.
All right. So anyway, let's go back. All right.
Anywho,
Anyway, you guys, go on.
move on.
Go
move
on
move
YouTube.
on.
Go on YouTube and watch Queering, you guys, because I think it's probably going to be pretty good, and it's got a great cast and it looks very interesting. And I think you want to see Susan's work because she's a phenomenal actress.
And her show, I'm sure, is terrific.
She was also in Walk Away Joan with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and David Strathairn. I mean, these are like really awesome people that you're in movies with. But the one I think that I'm thought was the coolest. And you've been actually acting for like a long time. So like I became aware of you and a lot of people became aware of you because of Cobra Kai, but you've actually, it wasn't like you just like showed up on the scene and then you become this like great actress. You've been doing this a very long.
place.
a long time. So you have
Yeah.
Billionaire Boys Club that has like one of the biggest like casts, of
Yeah.
like any movie. I mean, you have Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, Taron Egerton, Bokeem Woodbine, Rosanna Arquette, Carrie Elwes from Saw, which is like one of my favorites, Emma Roberts, Judd Nelson, Jimmy Buffett. I mean, like that to me, like, so was that fun getting to be a part of that? I mean, that's like an A-list. Everybody in the cast is like A list.
So much fun. So much fun. It's
I like
incredible.
freaking like love it because and Billionaire Boys Club's a clothing line, from Pharrell. I think Pharrell used to have the clothing line Billionaire Boys Club, and so it's like a really like big. It has like all kinds of indications from it, and it was a successful movie. So everybody should actually check that one out too. Everybody's saying how gracious and gorgeous you are too in the chat room.
Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I thought you were going to say Holly Hunter.
Oh, I missed her on there. She was in it too. I missed her.
No,
I
she
didn't
wasn't
even.
on that. No, when you
Oh.
said your favorite
Oh.
group that I've worked with, I thought you were going to say Holly Hunter for some reason. I thought you might.
No.
Be
Okay,
Holly
so
Hunter.
tell everybody, what were you within Holly Hunter?
Strange Weather.
There you
And we
go.
had
What-
Okay.
what was
Female
it?
writer, female director, and I think a female cinematographer on that shoot.
Oh, I
was
love it.
I
Yeah,
like Holly.
We did that
Hunter.
in Mississippi. Jackson,
I think-
Mississippi, I believe.
So basically, you've built a whole career, though, not having to live. I think it's important for people to hear now that the world is changing so much that you've built, quite an extensive career, and you produce your own movies and everything. And you are not in Los Angeles. You're not in California. You're nowhere near us. I mean,
I'm not-
Hollywood's done. Don't you get it?
You have to,
Hollywood
you
is
guys,
done.
you have to, when you're starting out, you have to save up enough money or have a side job or whatever to be able to work as a local hire. That's what we do in the Southeast. So, until you get to a certain level, they're not going to fly you in. I'm just now getting like mileage and per diem and all those kinds of things. So, like, for example, the Strange Weather, where I was able to work with the fabulous Holly Hunter. I paid for my own flight into Mississippi, and I think they paid for my room, but I paid for my own airfare, guys. So it's a sacrifice that I was willing to make to be able to work with somebody like that, because to me, it is not about so much about the money as it is the work. And I'm like, I had an acting teacher that always says, if you focus on the work, then the money will come, later when it's supposed to or whatever. And fortunately, my husband has been very, very supportive. But I just want the audience to know that, you do have to sacrifice a lot, and you have to be in a position financially where you can afford and expect to be having to work as a local hire.
Well, now I read somewhere, I forgot where, that they're going to green screen actors and stream them. Like, see, you right now, you have your lines, and the lines are going to be, oh my God, my house is on fire. And behind you is going to be the green screen of a house on fire that we're going to use when they shoot me. I'm the fireman. Here I come. And that's how they're going to do movies eventually. It's going to be like a soap opera on your computer, but
Right.
nobody's in the same room. And they learned that because of COVID.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Ron, you may know, a buddy of mine was telling me that now there's this website that you can go to, and it's like a virtual audition rather than me having to go to like a taping studio.
Oh, yeah,
But I didn't know about that, guys. I've been waiting for that because sometimes I'm in very rural areas and I'm calling the theater departments of local, little towns, trying to find an actor or somebody who can read opposite me and put me on tape.
I'm actually surprised though that you haven't done that like a lot longer.
There are many sites. There are
But
many audition sites. The only thing I think wrong with that is the eye contact. You don't have the eye contact.
No, you don't.
With the person you're auditioning for. So you tend to be more self-engaging, so more like worried about
Indulgent.
yourself rather than the person. Because you could see his face. If you stink, you could see him frown. Or if he's happy, his eyes
let me ask
twinkle.
you this, Ron. Why can't we do? I mean, why haven't they come up with something like this in a Zoom, or like where you're reading opposite me and we're taping it? That's not out there yet.
Well, it's coming.
I think people doing it. I think people are doing it because I see like I'm a publicist is how I support myself, and so I'm a publicist, and I see all the time people, because one of my clients is this thing called Fan Room Live. And it's where like celebrities go and people pay to go into a Zoom with them and get to talk to them and ask them questions and stuff. But now I see that they're doing like table reads where you can watch the stars practicing, the table read, and people pay to come in and see it.
And because of
so it's all going to come around that way.
And because
I want the audition to come around that way.
Well,
It saves a lot of gas money, a lot of time, a lot of travel.
Yes.
The stress right now is on diversity. So what they want to do is have, say, like a famous Japanese actor who's famous in Japan. They don't want to fly him here and put him up. It's a big expense, but they will tell him to go on equipment, green screen him, and bring him to Hollywood via that. So they can get Italian actors, French actors, and now we can open our way up to all, like, getting Sophia Loren in Italy. We'll just give an example, or Claudia Cardinale in Italy. It'd be wonderful to make our TV richer, our stories.
I don't
better.
think it's going to look good, though.
Oh, I think it'll look wonderful. Because,
I guess they'll learn how to do it to make it look
no,
good.
green screen is all that, Jimmy, CGI. Green screen replaced rear projection, and green screen is wonderful. I mean, you have no idea, all those movies you love where Batman's swinging,
I
and
love all that
all green screen and it's all CGI. Today, listen,
But even on the green screen, they're all in the scene together, like on the Avengers.
No,
they're
not. No, they're not. They shoot different days. They shoot totally different days. You think they're all together. Haven't you ever seen Cher did this years ago, Sonny and Cher show, where Cher was 5 different people when she did the Indian song, whatever. And
something and thieves.
Right. They've learned from that. And now you can have 5 people in a scene and not one of them are on that set. We did that with Judith Chapman when we filmed that little thing for Judith. None of us were in the scene, but now we are.
You haven't had to do that yet, though, have you? Right? You're not doing that yet. Everything you're actually like there to go get your COVID test, and you're there.
Oh, but she will be, because she's a working actress. So this is going to come her way, and then you'll remember me when you.
So let's talk about Cobra Kai for a minute. Then, did you
Yeah.
have to audition, or how did you get the audition, or how did you become Homeless Lynn?
I actually saw that breakdown on actorsaccess.com.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a regional self-submission site. And because I'm very proactive, and it's like Ron was saying earlier, you got to hustle to work, and I am a hustler. So I'm always looking on backstage.com or Actors Access. I saw this role, and I've been really focusing on busting out of the box that my agents in Hollywood had put me in, of the pretty lady, or the senator's wife, or whatever, and do more character type roles. So I've done a lot of indie stuff and short films where I play crazy lady or the drug addict, or I played a woman with Alzheimer's, just really trying to stretch myself and play those character type roles. So when I saw homeless Lynn, really her name is Lynn, but she's the homeless woman, I thought, oh my gosh, that would be so awesome to be able to, slip into the skin of a character like that. And I had this this buddy of mine had taken this terrible headshot of me where, I've got like dark circles under my eyes, no makeup. And I look like I've been working 3rd shift at the Waffle House, and not had a day off in a month. Right. So I submitted it and got an audition. I thought, oh, okay. Because I immediately looked to see who the casting director was in Atlanta. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. So I thought, ooh, maybe I got a shot. Right. So I was in Asheville at the time. So I went to the studio and I put myself on tape, and I went all out. I wore my husband's big oversized beat up sweats and, a beat up sweatshirt, and I like back brushed my hair like I had dreads. And I did green and black under my eyes and whited out my lips. I looked like a straight up drug addict, which was what I was kind of going for. And I just had a blast. And I did 2 different takes because I like to give different options. And one of them, I think I had this dumb beanie on my head or something. So anyway, I just had a blast with it, and I let it go. I did put my Atlanta agent, but I didn't even tell them, because they know I self-submit all the time, and they know I'm very independent. They go with it because it was such a long shot. I didn't even mention it to them. And then they call me a couple of weeks later, and they're like, they thought they had screwed up. They said, Susan, you have a callback for a homeless woman? I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. So anyway, I was like, oh man, I got to meet these guys. So I had researched the big 3, John Hurwitz, Josh Hield, and Hayden Schlossberg. And so I knew all about them, and I knew
No, it's okay.
Billy Zabka and Ralph Macchio and Marty Cove were all signed on. I thought, man, this could be huge. Karate Kid, right? So I knew I was going to have to go with full characters. I walked in the room. I'm changing out in the car in the parking lot and telling the security guard, "Hey, see me now? Let me back in this car." And he's like, "Oh, you look great." So I went in and I just had a blast, and I just left it all on the floor, and I got the role.
Oh my God! So number,
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than playing a character. I knew Betty Davis in her older years, and we used to chat a lot about old Hollywood. And I said, "You were the first one to take makeup off, shave your head, and look grotesque sometimes." She said, "Ron, those were the parts I loved playing." She
And
said,
I
like playing the housewife was never her thing. You know,
And
she
I'm
wanted the meaty roles, the roles
Yeah.
that you could get into. And she did Apple Annie. And in Apple Annie, she was a street person, a homeless person. So she did it way before anybody did in Hollywood. And that's
Yeah.
where you're
Wait, I wanna
going.
go
And
back.
I think that's good for you. You
Okay.
should do
Thank you,
character.
Ron.
It brings
Thank
out
you.
it brings out your talent.
actually, first of all, I want to say I don't know anybody who ever booked anything on Actors Access. So number one, congratulations with that. And number two, I mean, when you did that, you didn't even know that it was going to be the biggest show on the biggest show in the whole world.
Right. No way. I mean, you hope, but I mean, you know, I've been in this business so long, I don't ever get too excited. Just stay right here in reality.
So that must have been a big
wait.
thing.
She brought up a point. How many years you in the business?
You know, over 30. I mean, I wasn't a child actor, but I mean, I've been doing it.
So you do not look anything like your years. What's your secret? What have you got
I'm
in your
telling
face?
you want to see it? It's this thing right here. If I cut
No,
this thing off,
that makes you look soft. But do you have fillers? Do you have facelift? Tell
no, I
us
don't have
about it.
any fillers. I mean, you know, I've done a little something here and there. I try to stay on top of it, but I did the fillers one time in my mouth.
No, don't do that.
Oh my
It
God,
was
it's so funny.
You look really, really, really young for your age.
Well,
I swear to
it's
you,
the
I'm not
lighting.
lying.
I
No.
promise it's the lighting.
If I didn't know better, I would say you were 39 or 40 or even younger.
Okay, your cataracts are growing back or something because I don't
No,
know.
no, I think you do. I think so
No,
too.
I
You guys,
don't-
she says on her IMDb. You guys can look it up. She performs ages 48 to 100.
I do. I'll play
That's
it
like
one
me.
day. Hey, those
Well,
hair makeup people are phenomenal.
I'm almost 100, so I can advertise that with honesty. But no, you really look good.
So Ron's 80.
I try to stay on top of it, guys. And I have on a lot of makeup right now, and I have great lighting. Trust me, 2 hours ago, I did not look like this.
So the chat room wants to know who's your favorite person you've ever worked with. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite person.
And if you don't want to name a favorite, you can say who did you have the most fun with otherwise.
Well, who would you like to work with?
No, we're going to do that next.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Holly Hunter because I've been a big fan of hers for a long time, and it was kind of a bucket list thing. And I had a female director. I think it was my first female director that I'd ever gotten to work with. So that was a very memorable moment for me. And she was probably the biggest A-lister that I had ever worked with, and just watching her work and her process was just it was just a thrill for me.
Absolutely. I love
She's
it.
very tiny, right?
She's tiny, like teensy.
Yeah, I thought she, a lot
Actually,
of
though,
them.
you're tiny too.
I'm
she don't.
small. She's tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
No,
lots
there's a
of
difference.
lots of people on screen look so tall, and then when you see them in person, you see how small they are. But I
Yeah,
know
but there's
that
nothing tiny about her insides and about her work.
no,
that.
but her
Oh, that's so funny. Do you know who Stephen Lang is? He's like the bad guy in Avatar. He's been in everything, but he
muscle bound, handsome,
you would know him if you look him up.
big
So
muscles.
we went,
big,
we had they had called us from a film festival in Pennsylvania when we lived in Pennsylvania to come and interview the stars at the film festival, and so Stephen Lang was one of the stars appearing, and he's like super A-list. He's like super,
big,
he's like in every
tall,
if you like horror movies, he was in the horror movie where he was like a blind guy
Right.
and like they try to rob his house.
right.
I forgot the name of it.
God.
But it's really good.
Anyway.
Anyway, we met him in real life, and on TV, he looks like he's like a Marvel superhero. He's so big.
Huge, gigantic.
Okay.
And then we went with him and we met him in real life, and he's like
He's narrow.
5'4" or 5'5".
He's built. No, he's built like a Frenchman. You know, how Frenchmen have
Yes.
narrow shoulders. He's absolutely built like a Frenchman. He's about 5'10".
No, he doesn't fight.
No, he
came up to my like shoulders.
No, I slow danced with him. He's not gay, by the way. He's straight. But we were in our interview. We wound up slow dancing together, and he came up to my nose.
No,
He did. He was not that little, Jimmy. Now he's going to look him up. Anyway, he happens to be one of the greatest guys in the world,
fabulous.
and the least homophobic person I've ever met in my life.
And they were dancing
He
together.
loves
It
gay
was
people
hilarious.
because his wife does all the costumes for movies, so he's been around gay people forever.
So hold on. Now we want to go back to you because we only have a couple minutes
And
left.
he's somebody you will
yeah,
enjoy
you would love
working
him
with.
working with
Get in
him.
line.
He's in all the avatars that
doing
are coming out. He did
three-
three. There's three
three-
more of
yeah,
them. They're
three
shooting
more.
them simultaneously.
Well, I may or may not have been in a Marvel Universe production recently.
Oh, good. I
You
have.
can't say, so don't.
Do you know?
I
do you know?
suspect you cannot tell.
Do you know Alexander Fulcito? He's a stuntman. Alexander Fulcito. Anyway, he's part of the crew.
She can't say
My
anything.
production team, and he's in all the Marvel ones.
Well,
he's in like all of them. So I thought maybe you would meet him while you were
Drop
on
it. Don't
set.
go any further.
That's right. She can't talk about it.
Calypso.
So when you're in it, we'll
Isn't
bring you
that
back.
stupid that
When
we're
you're
not-
allowed to talk about it, then we'll have you come back.
It's,
and we'll talk
coming
about
out
it.
in June.
Oh, you're in Suicide Squad? That's awesome.
Nope.
Oh. Oh no, that's
She
DC
never
anyway. That's not
She
Marvel.
never said anything.
Okay, that's right. Because Marvel, the
Keep
Suicide
it-
Squad
Jimmy,
is DC
go
anyway.
away. Leave it alone, Jim.
All right, we're gonna leave it away. So here's my question for you: bucket list. Okay, here's my bucket list. If you could work with any male and female actor, who would be on your bucket list, male and female, that you would like to work with? And if you could have ever been in any movie ever made, what movie would you have liked to been in?
Okay, my bucket list actor would be Liam Neeson because I love Big Irishman.
Oh, I like him too.
Actress would be Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, yes.
Fabulous.
Yes.
We love that. I'm so glad you didn't
Wonderful.
say Meryl Streep. Everybody
What,
always says
you
Meryl
picked
Streep.
you picked two of the best.
Yes, you picked
Yeah,
great
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
I agree 100%.
Well, she, you know, the characters that she portrays are just phenomenal, and she was Bellatrix in Harry Potter, and I could just watch her work over and over and over again, and the stuff.
I
that she-
agree.
Alice in Wonderland. She
Oh
is
my
was
God.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And
she's
she
a-
was in like Ocean's
stop
8.
it.
Crown. I mean, she's done so much. She's fearless. She's fearless.
And she's a character actress.
I
That's-
also like Lynn Shay
supreme.
because Lynn Shay has inspired me to be more fearless and to, you know, throw that vanity stuff and beauty stuff out the window and let's do some work. I mean,
Lynn
what she
Shay
did
is-
in not Kingfisher. What was it with Woody Harrelson?
Swordfish.
No, something fish.
Something fish. She was on, actually, we had
Tuna
her on our
fish,
show
tuna
many years ago. She was on our
Who?
show. Lynn Shay, who she's
Oh, yeah,
talking
you're
about.
right.
She was on our show, and she's like an icon in the world of horror, you know, because she's in all
Yes.
those like horror
But this
movies.
is the movie that she did with Woody Harrelson. It's not Kingfisher because that was the one with Robin Williams where he played the homeless person. This was I can't believe y'all can't remember that movie. Anyway. Anyway.
Okay,
Well,
so what movie? So the last question was, if you could have been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you have liked to been in?
Oh, Harry Potter.
Oh, I love that. I'm a fucking Harry Potter freak.
Wait,
I literally,
you know, I could play her sister, Malfoy's mother.
yes, Malfoy's
Yeah,
mother.
yeah.
Actually, you're too young to play Malfoy's mother. It's
Oh, I'm
Malfoy's
not.
mother.
And Harry Potter was 90% CGI.
Harry Potter's one of my favorite series.
All of that stuff.
I like
is
all
so-
of
Wizards aren't real? What do you
Oh,
mean?
the wizards are real. The wizards are real, but all the rest of the stuff's not.
No,
Yes.
but all those back.
I've seen Harry Potter like the whole series. I've seen it like 60 times. Literally, like I watch all of them all the time.
But I'll
I
tell
think
you
they're a lot
another
of
one.
fun.
You know, Jeff Daniels' character, what's his name? Frank Griffin in Godless. Have y'all ever seen that?
Oh, I never. That's a
This
TV
is so
series, right?
opposite from Harry Potter, Ron. It's like he is this evil, cruel guy, but you find out why, because you know people become different type people because of what's happened to them, and his character in Godless is phenomenal. I'm like, I want to play the female version of Frank Griffin, played by Jeff Daniels in Godless. So there you go.
That's a TV series, right?
It was, yeah, it's like a mini series kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I don't think is that the one that had is that the one where he's
It's an
missing his
old
arm?
Western. It's an
Is it
old
the one?
Western.
That's the one where he's missing his arm. His arm gets chopped off or whatever. Shot with Michelle Dockery. Is Michelle Dockery in that?
Yes.
Oh, because
Yes.
Michelle Dockery is his like favorite actress.
I think
She is
she
great.
is.
Great.
She is one of the most understated, brilliant people in the world. I have seen her play Downtown Abbey, the princess, the queen bullshit artist, snobby bitch.
Right.
And I saw her play a drug addict, kleptomaniac, prostitute in that wonderful series. She goes anywhere, does it. She's a brilliant actress, and I don't know where the hell she went or what happened to her. I wish she'd work in our country. I want to see more of her.
Actually, she's in a TV series on Apple, but we don't get Apple. We don't have the only one we don't
she
have.
is really, and she really becomes the character. 100%. She doesn't fool me. I mean, she fools me 100%. That's what you have to do when you act. You know that.
Yeah.
You have to
I love her work. She's always inspired me. But you know what? I don't think that's Godless. Godless was a Western, and it aired several years ago, starring Jeff Daniels as Frank Griffin.
Have you met Michelle?
I have not.
Oh,
that was the same time she
put her
did.
on the bucket list.
She did. Okay, so she was in a series on TNT called Good Behavior. It is one. It was on for 2 seasons, and it was so excellent.
Wonderful.
It wasn't even like you should actually watch it. We'll watch Godless too because he loves her.
It's hard to watch, guys. I'm just telling you, but I just find that his character and his performance of that character brilliant, and I just love it.
I love it
so
too.
many actors and actresses that are understated, and so many actresses and actresses that are so famous and I don't know what for. I really found that about Hollywood to be gross. It's all about your PR and who you are and how beautiful you are, how big your boobs are. Talent doesn't seem to exist anymore. Years ago, an actor was respected for their talent. Today, it's how many seats can you sell?
Yes.
We'll put you in our movie if you sell
social
seats.
media numbers.
Where are you guys right now? Where are you?
Palm Springs,
California.
Okay.
And Michelle and so many other actors that I can't even name the male and female actors that have been working for 20, 30 years, probably like yourself, who are great actors and actresses and are not getting what they need because they only concentrate on Meryl Streep and Al Pacino because they sell tickets. And I hate, right now I have a movie I've written, I want Lainie Kazan to play in it. We're working on it. And Jimmy keeps saying, we're not going to get the funding, the couple of million you need without a big name. Bullshit. Lainie Kazan is probably one of the most talented actresses in the world. She could play.
First of all, ask her if she knows who Lainie Kazan is.
Of course she knows who My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I know, but I want to see if
you don't know who Lainie Kazan
that.
is? Lainie Kazan has been singing forever. She's a wonderful jazz singer and actress. She's been in all My Big Fat Greek Weddings, and I understand a third one's coming. She's been in many movies. She plays a typical Brooklyn Jewish woman with all the overtones of being Jewish. She's a brilliant actress.
Hang on, Susan. Say hi to Scott.
Hi, Scott.
So
Hi.
Scott hosts Rock Titan TV, and he just joined us, and he hasn't been in our chat room in a long time, and he just writes, Susan is pretty hot.
Yeah, but she's married.
She's married with kids.
Yeah, put it away. She's
wait till you see her.
Wait till you.
But everybody needs to see her in because we've got another guest coming, so we got to move along. But we're gonna say everybody needs to watch Cobra Kai because literally it's like her performance as Lynn, which I don't know. I guess everybody calls her Homeless Lynn, even though it's really just Lynn, right? Right. I guess because there's social media handles that say Homeless Lynn, that just makes me think it's Homeless Lynn. But it's really, you guys, it's a Golden Globe, Emmy, Academy Award, worthy performance. It's really, really good. Hopefully we're going to see her more in the new season that's coming out. I know she can't say, and hopefully we're going to see her in a superhero movie sometimes this summer that we can't say. And please follow her on social media. Her Twitter is Susan L. Gallagher. Her Instagram is I am Susan Gallagher. Gallagher is Gallagher. You can see what she's got going on in her social media.
On Facebook, the fans have started Cobra Kai's Homeless Lynn on Facebook.
Oh, I'm going to join it later today. So Cobra Kai's Homeless Lynn, you guys on Facebook, I really want to thank you for coming on the show. I wish you so much success in everything that
Thank
you
you,
do.
guys.
You know
I
what?
think you're fabulous.
She's gonna do it. I could tell her personality.
Yeah, you tell him, Ron. We're gonna
No,
do
it's
it.
true. You're gonna do it
And actually,
because you have the personality to do it.
I have a bunch of films that we're trying to put together that we're going to be shooting in Atlanta, and we're only flying in whoever the lead person is, and
the
we're gonna be using-
money bag.
and we're going to use local talent for all the rest. So once I
I'm
actually get to
there.
the
I'm
point,
in Atlanta
um,
most of
I,
the time. guys.
I will be contacting you. So if you need anything or you have anything to promote, let us know. And we want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks
you
a
guys
lot.
so much. Thanks for inviting me.
Bye.
Stay happy. Stay healthy.
You too.
Bye now. She was so sweet.
Sweetie. All right, everybody, what's up? A whole bunch of people in the chat room. People joined us, but we're going to bring on our next guest. I'm super excited for our next guest also. Hello. Say something. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Did I mute myself?
Oh, no, I can
Am
hear
I-
you.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
I'm Jennifer Rubin. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. So now we're going to introduce you properly. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Actress, model, screenwriter, producer, Jennifer Rubin. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited to have you. Before we get
Okay,
started,
before
let
we
me
get
introduce
started,
you.
wait, I'm busting at the seams. How many people have told you look like Ava Gardner?
Oh, I was going to play her in a movie with Halle Berry.
You should.
And,
You are her double. You have Ava's face. You're as gorgeous as Ava. Ava Gardner was one of the most beautiful women Hollywood ever produced. And my God, you look just like, if you had black hair and black makeup, eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah.
You are Ava Gardner. What a compliment. I wish I looked
thank
like
you.
I wish I looked like Ava Gardner.
I know. I love her so much.
Yeah.
So let me introduce. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hello, Ava Gardner.
Hi, Ron.
And we have a chat room. Literally, we have a chat room full of people. So please say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, you guys. I miss you, and it's nice to be back and be seen, and I'll see you around.
Absolutely. And then
It's really scaring me.
we have
It's so fucking spooky. I can't believe it.
We have a lot of horror movie fans in the chat room, and one of them in particular just had neck surgery, and she put on Facebook that she was watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3 last night because you were coming on today. So her name is Dawn. Just say hi to Dawn for me, please.
Hi, Dawn. Be beautiful and bad. See you
There you
again
go.
soon.
You gotta love
She
it. Okay.
even has the dimples like Ava.
Okay. So yes.
I'm freaking
And
out.
she was barefoot. She was a barefoot Contessa. She was absolutely the bee's knees.
Absolutely.
love those.
I've never met her, but my dearest friend in the world was Jane Russell, the actress, the legend.
Yeah, of course.
And Jane Russell did not like Ava Gardner. I got that out of Jane. She said she was a nut, troublemaker, and you never knew what she'd throw a bottle at you. She was really wild and weird. And I said, well, that's what Frank Sinatra liked about her. And she said, no, that's what Frank didn't like about it. Frank had to be the macho man. She was the macho man. Frank used to cower down to her. He would be afraid of her.
This is
She
Astro
was-
by the chance. Our dog.
She had a gun once and they were driving and she was shooting all the lampposts out in Palm Springs.
Oh, that's so cool to do, though. I mean, what are signposts for?
I mean, I love Ava Gardner. I read her life story, the book, and I agreed with everything she did. She was a free spirit. I think she was a little bipolar, but she drank a lot.
Who
Who knows?
isn't? Who isn't?
Right, exactly. But now I want to know more about it. They wanted you to play Ava Gardner. Tell me about it.
Well, I was offered the role to play her, and I passed.
Why? Are you crazy?
Well, yeah, in a way. I mean,
I mean that.
I know. I passed on a lot of things because, I didn't know what I was doing, and the thing is it was such a compliment, and it's such a nice thing, but. I was so stupid because I thought, oh, I don't want to copy anybody. And that's all. Yeah. And it wasn't that, but I was so naive. I I just was really naive, and I didn't. It should have been explained to me. You know,
You would
gosh,
have
you know.
brought so much value to that role. The one that played Ava Gardner's life story looked nothing like her, and that's the woman we saw in the movie last night. With
Oh,
the,
And you know,
no, the brunette, the three names.
I forgot which movie we saw.
Sarah
the
Jessica
movie.
Parker,
Oh,
No,
Mary
no,
Louise,
No, no,
Mary
no,
Louise.
no,
The
no.
first movie we saw?
Yeah,
Frances McDormand. No, not Frances
No.
McDormand. Marcia Gay Harden.
Yes.
Marcia Gay
Oh,
Harden.
Marcia Gay Harden.
Now
Oh, well, you know,
she looked nothing like Ava Gardner, and she played Ava Gardner. I mean,
Yeah,
you could have, and she starred in that. Well, you could have played that part and become a big star from it. But
yeah,
maybe
I
we'll
have.
do it. We'll do it again.
Well, you know, I'm into those kind of, like, what I feel about film audiences now is they seem like they've never seen a black and white movie. You know
No,
what I mean?
It's changing.
Where you really need to see the faces and the relationships and doing, you know, like a little less camera moves and more relationship, you know?
I agree.
Ron agrees with you
Oh
100%.
my God! If you were in this room, I'd give you a big kiss on the cheek. I
Thank
so
you.
agree with you.
Yeah.
There's no such thing anymore as a character and background. Nothing.
What?
They
Well,
throw
I-
a character. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I have my film. I'm going to do. I have a trilogy, a script trilogy, and I call myself the New Classics because I want to bring back those old relationship storylines, and I just want to do like an updated On the Waterfront, an updated. It's a Wonderful Life, an updated All About Eve, and then I want to call it a day.
Well, you know, those are masterpieces, and sometimes they're better not touched because
Well,
they
no,
can
no,
never-
nothing similar to it other than that the camera stays
Right.
on the actor.
Yes,
That's,
yes.
that's the
Oh,
only way that I mean it, is the camera has to
Oh.
stay on the face and the eyes and the relationship and stay in there.
He is so
Not-
excited now.
I can't breathe. You have said it. I have said what you are saying a million times. That jump camera is for the birds. You've got to do a 2-shot. You've got to do a long shot. You've got to get the
No.
room in. We have to know the room they're in so we get a feel for who they are and what their value, money wise or brain wise or intelligence is. If they're in the library with books, we know they're smart. If they're in a sewer, we know they're down and out. They don't do
Yeah.
that anymore. There's no character establishment. There's no Cinetic. Cinetic? Isn't that a wonderful word?
I don't know if that's
Well,
Cinetic.
you write and I write, and the thing is now that everything has gone this far, it's time to bring it back. You know what I mean? Everything
Real
old is new again. Everything old and new is new again.
So you
It
write
is.
it, and,
The
I'll
movie-
help produce it, and we'll make it.
The movie I have
Oh
just,
yeah.
the movie I have just written is for Leni Kazan, and it takes place in 1943. And it's about a Jewish woman who's married to a mafia guy, and she's a bookie. And from there, it unfolds, and it's done exactly like you said. Are we going to hold the shots? The character, you know, every single person in that movie, you will know who they are and why they're there, and the meaningful reason. So people have read it. Some people said it looks like a play. It's not a play. It's a movie.
Well,
You
this
know?
is what they say to me too. They say, "Oh, this is a play." They're like, "You know, it's a play," and I'm like, "Fuck you." You don't think I know what I wrote?
Oh, I love you. I adore you. I love you. I worship you.
and the fact that she's a bookie, you know what I mean? A bookie, like, you know what I mean? There's some grit and there's some
No, it's really good. It's actually a
There's
really
good stuff
skit.
in it. You know, I came from Brooklyn and I wrote about people I knew in my neighborhood as I grew up. And yes, there were all the characters I have, and they're true to life. And my voice is going. And I wrote character development. I wrote that as you get to see the film, you fall in love with the leading lady. You fall in love with her character. They don't
Yeah.
do that anymore. Now they shoot blood at them, they blow them up, and they go in a car and they drive 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm so bored
Well,
with
you know,
that.
they say, well, and I don't mean this to any girl. I don't have an ass, but Betty Davis is the one who said we had faces then.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they have asses. And they're watching. They're
No.
watching the girl walk away. I
No,
don't
no.
mean that in any disrespect to the hourglass of Botticelli's Venus. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you throw out the relationship and you focus on that, whatever.
You know what the sad thing is? It all comes down to money. It all comes down to the people who invest in films. They're the culprits. They don't want a film that is quality. They're not interested in the storyline. They want a big major star and they want to make money. They want it to be a hit. And they build these stars up. I just finished talking about this with our other guest. Al Pacino, move on, Al. You've done your thing. You were here a long time. Great. We love you. There are younger people now who can fill your gap and give a good delivery. But the investors don't want it. They say, who's Joe Blow from Kokomo? We don't know him. We want Al Pacino. But how much can you see of Al Pacino after a while? You become numb to it.
Well, they should make like some kind of GoFundMe in a way where, my films, because they're stage play movies, right? They're $500,000. Like, just there should be a $500,000 kitty to pull from.
Yes,
that
would be cool.
That's Jimmy's department.
Yeah, that's my
with
department,
our whole crew. Bring them together and. I mean, it's about the script,
So I want to do some brag. First of all, I want to say,
Let me ask you a question. Where are you now?
I'm down the street from your house, Los Angeles, downtown.
Okay. I think you and I should meet. I think we could do something.
Okay.
All right.
So here's what I want to do. First, I want to say, you guys, I met Jennifer, and this is a long time ago, probably 15 years ago or so. Or more, maybe, because I've been with Ron almost 10. And we were at a convention when I lived in Florida at Screamfest. I was very good friends with Brooke McCarter from the Lost Boys. He introduced me to Jennifer. We all hung out for a weekend at Screamfest. She's the star of one of my all-time favorite movies that nobody even knows what it is, probably, but it's called Permanent Record, which we're going to talk about in a minute because I love it. But things that I didn't know when I met her then, and that I've learned since I knew she was coming on the show. Number one is you were like a big time model.
Yeah.
So you were the Ford International.
I wonder why.
1984. You guys, I'm doing some bragging now, especially for all you guys.
Wait, I didn't finish. I wonder why they put her ugly face in a magazine.
So you guys, this especially for all the guys who keep writing how gorgeous she is.
Oh my God, she's breathtaking.
Okay, you guys. So in 1984, Jennifer Rubin was the Ford International Model of the Year.
Oh,
she was in Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Glamour, Interview magazine. She was the original, and Ron still uses this, the original Calvin Klein model for Obsession.
Yes, I love Obsession.
But that's not true.
Okay.
Kate Moss's. I did David Lynch's Obsession series of commercials for Obsession.
Okay.
That's yeah. So
I took that off of Wikipedia or someplace. I don't know where I took that. Okay, Kate Moss, but you were still an Obsession model. That's what part two.
Yeah.
Okay. And she was in Super Bowl commercials for Chevrolet, Coke, and Budweiser. And then I don't know what movie came first, but originally why you were at Screamfest is because you were Taryn in A Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warrior, which to me is the best of all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And you are the badassest character. I even have my fanboy picture of you in the outfit, that you signed for me at the convention. And it's such an amazing film. And I know there's a lot of horror movie fans in the chat room who are freaking it out. Oh, somebody says in the chat room you were a competitive swimmer too. Were you a competitive swimmer?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was Tina. Tina, how the hell did you know that?
Are you originally from New York?
No, well, Sandra Bernhardt.
Yeah.
Where do you think she's? Where do you think she's from?
I've never asked her. I never thought of it. She's too funny to even ask.
Do you think that she's from New York?
I would say so.
Yeah, it's Arizona. There's something about there's something about the intense heat, and then the city of New York. That's because I'm from the Wild West. Arizona doesn't even seem to be a part of the United States. It's It's so I'm from there, so tough from the heat. Yeah.
Okay, now you're 14 years old. What's going on in your head?
I have my first love. I'm with him. My first love started at 8. We were in the middle of my first love. I had my best friend at summer camp. I had it all.
How were you when you started
But wait a
modeling?
minute. Wait
How
a
old
minute.
were you
Wait,
when
wait,
you
wait.
started
I
modeling?
didn't finish my question. When you looked in the mirror, did you see a gawky kid or a beautiful girl?
Oh, well, actually, I was with my first love. I was playing racquetball with him at where I swam, and I finished the stroke on my nose, and I broke my nose. But I had one. I had one of those Indian noses, you know. So I was the smart, funny girl. And then they had to fix it because I really mashed it. My mom fixed it. I didn't think much of it, and that's when I became a model. When they took off this little bit, then my whole world changed.
Oh
Really,
my gosh.
and
Now, what is your ethnic background?
French and German.
See, that's I know that when you get that German in people, beauty comes out. Mix German with anything, and you've got beautiful people. No, it's
Thanks.
true. I've taken notice of that. Most of the people that I admire so much have German in them, and other Spanish, French, Italian, or whatever. But somehow that German is a damn good mix.
Okay, so I
But
want
you
to.
are really you are really beautiful, and you know what? You're nice, and you're down to earth, and you're modest, and you're okay. You got a good head on your
Thank
shoulders.
you.
But boy, oh
Thank
boy, and I'm gay as a lark, but boy, are you beautiful? I mean, I could look at your face all day long. You are just so beautiful.
So you guys, I'm going to do a 3-minute bragging thing here now, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about
Okay.
a Nightmare on Elm Street and Permanent Record. So besides Nightmare on Elm Street and Permanent Record, some of the other things that you guys have seen her in, and some of them I picked out on purpose just because like I either love the movies or we've had people on our show. But a really big one was The Crush with Alicia Silverstone when she's like crazy. Which is a great freaking movie. Stranger by Night with Stephen Bauer, William Catt, and Ashley Lawrence, which we've had William and Ashley on the show. She starred opposite Mariel Hemingway in Deceptions 2, Edge of Deception, in The Playmaker with Colin Firth, John Getz, and Dean Norris, Red Scorpion 2 with John Savage and Paul Van Dichter and Michael Ironside, Little Witches, which I freaking love, with Clea Duvall.
Oh yeah.
She was in the Doors movie, you guys, with Val Kilmer, Meg Ryan, Kyle MacLachlan, Kevin Dillon, Kathleen Quinlan, Josie Bissett, Wes Studi, Billy Idol, Michael Madsen, and Kelly Hu, which we went to an Oscar party with Kelly. Screamers, which Screamers 2 I actually like better because Lance Henriksen's in it, but with Peter Weller. Too Much Sun with Robert Downey Jr. and Ralph Macchio and Leo Rossi, who's been on the show. Last Lives with C. Thomas Howell, Billy Wirth, and Judge Reinhold. We see Billy Wirth all the time in L.A. Blueberry Hill. She was the beautiful girl in Chris Isaac's video, Somebody's Crying. Bad Dreams with E.G. Daily, who's been on the show a million times. Charles Fleischer, Richard Lynch. Transmorphers is something that was more recent, and I didn't see that one, so I don't know what that one is. Fall of Man, but I wrote it down. Roadkill with Tony Dennison. Richard Portnow's been on the show. Eric Palladino. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones. I just picked out those because they're the ones I like. And on television shows, you guys have seen her on Miami Vice, Tales from the Crypt, The Outer Limits, Drop Dead Gorgeous, The Fear Inside, The Twilight Zone. But my actual favorite is not even Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Permanent Record. And I don't know if people really saw. It's kind of like, I don't know, there was another movie similar to it called River's Edge. I don't know if you ever saw River's Edge back in the day.
Well, it's the studio version of River's Edge.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now we have
wait, we have to talk about this because this is like a big deal.
I thought you were done.
No, Permanent Record. It's like one of my all-time. The song from it that they sing, "Wishing on the Star," whatever song, is like the greatest song. You guys, this movie starred Pamela Gidley, Keanu Reeves, Alan Boyce, Jennifer Rubin, and it's basically like a tragedy story about a guy who like has everything that you would ever want, and he dies and ends. He commits suicide, and the school and everything in the high school won't let the kids grieve. Basically, is like the premise of the story, but it's one of the best done movies ever. And I just want to know either a story or tell us something about it, because like anybody who hasn't seen it needs to see it. It's literally like one of my top 100 favorite movies of all time.
Well, where do I start with that one? that was back in the day when they really made fun of Keanu Reeves in a painful way, and they made fun of me too. I remember being made fun of a lot, and then
Hang on, stop. How could they make fun of you? They were jealous.
I have football shoulders.
So what? So did
I have-
Joan Crawford. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Who made fun of you?
I
Who made?
Rob's ready to go punch him.
No, I want to know what moron assholes made fun of you. There's nothing. You're charming. You're well spoken. You're beautiful. What's to make fun of? Jealousy.
And look at Keanu,
Yeah.
and look at Keanu Reeves now.
I mean,
yeah.
give me a break, morons that made fun of her. Drop it. I can't do that.
Yeah. Well,
Never
you
mind.
know, well, there's, I mean, it was a joy to shoot. It definitely was a joy to shoot. And God, what kind of story do you want? I mean, I
don't know. So how was just anything that strikes your fancy of like a cool story from it? How did you even get involved with it? Was that your first movie or your second movie?
Well, Amanda Mackey and Kathy Henriksen cast that, and casting it was an awesome casting because I had to yell for, like, the boy, he throws himself over a cliff, and I had to like yell for him. And it was one of those acting moments where you feel all that emotion come out of you, but you haven't done it enough to know that that was something special. So you
Yes.
walk away thinking, "Oh, I did it." You know what I mean? What did I do? I want to do it again, but you don't know what you did, right? And then the being, you know, troubled teens together and partying and singing. That was when Keanu was becoming himself, like a musician. He was becoming a chess player. He was just becoming. I mean, we were all becoming something or another, and the great Marissa Silver was a great director. She was very kind, and then you know, there's some stuff that you don't talk about.
Right, of course.
We
So
all have
Yeah.
I think that's true. I mean, I noticed because like you guys, she's on Facebook, she's on Instagram, you guys, but she just started the Instagram page literally when I tagged her on Instagram and found out somebody was impersonating her. So her Instagram is jennifer.rubin.1253. She has great pictures that she did for Women in Film Month on our Facebook page, which is freaking like awesome. Like with like every major star on the planet. Like I went down your Facebook page and I was like, oh, here she is with Robert Downey Jr. Here's with everybody who was like, you know, the hottest stars ever. And which is really
Yeah.
cool.
I want to go to that page. Do it for me later.
Okay, I'll show you
Yeah,
later.
it was fun to do because one, I just had found those pictures, and I kind of I don't like to be like stuck up because everybody has to have a job, you know. And but then when I posted them, some of my friends in high school said, "Oh, I thought you were a loser and you were a winner." And it was just like, well, you know, like you guys said, it's all paid. You know, it's all the publicists. They're all bought and paid for, and all those pictures are just paparazzi catching me here and there. But I didn't pay a paparazzi. I didn't pay a publicist for, you know.
All those pictures. Right.
Yeah. You
Now
know,
wait a
so-
minute. Let's go back. High school. You had to have
Yeah.
been voted the most beautiful girl in your graduating class.
You know what's so great is my best friend. You know what's so weird is I like to be a Robin. I don't want to be Batman. I want to be Robin. It's a terrible thing, but my best friend Stacy Smallwood, her now last name Simon, but Stacy she won Princess every year: 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. She was just the bee's knees. And I was just so lucky to just sit in a circle at lunchtime with her and have a great life, you know.
I bet you
I
now,
had good friends.
now she's probably 500 pounds and ugly.
No, she's now she married Omaha Steaks. She's rich.
Good for you, Stacy. But now,
Yeah.
now if
She's
I
a winner. She's a winner.
If I were in your class, I certainly would have voted for you as prom queen and the most beautiful girl in school. I mean, I don't see how you could have changed from then till now.
Well, I wasn't sugar. I wasn't chopped liver. I did get runner up. I got runner up.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, but
So-
you know what? You know what? In my book, you're number one. And I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. People that know me know Ron Russell tells it like it is. I'm 80 years old. I don't need to bullshit anymore. That was when I was younger. Now I'm like an old man. Now I tell what I feel. And I'm going to say a couple of things about you. You're beautiful. You're delightful. Your smile. You're charming. You can only make someone's company happier that you're in their company. You are now.
You're so sweet.
No, I'm not sweet. I'm being honest. Sweet's bullshit. Now you have a special guy. Are you married? What is it?
I sacrificed my private life for work, acting.
Right.
Nothing.
So that means she's single, and we could, if we meet somebody really nice and wealthy, we could like introduce her.
Yeah, like Omaha Steak's brother.
So hold on. We have to go now because
I love her. I just love looking at her.
All these horror movie people are like freaking out, so they all want to know stuff about Night. So you play Taryn in the Nightmare on Elm
Wait a
Street.
minute, Jimmy. Do you think I shouldn't say this on the
No,
air?
don't say it on air.
I can't.
know
I'll
what you're
talk to you later.
We'll talk to her. We have her contact. So we have a Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warrior. You play Taryn. Other people in the film: Heather Langenkamp, Craig Wasson, Patricia Arquette, Lawrence Fishburne, Lou Reed, John Saxon, Robert Englund, Ken Sagos. Who actually we see him a lot too. You play the badassest person ever, which I'll have to show Ron. I have to go through. I don't have those pictures up. I have them in books, but to show him what you look like. Then actually, I'll look it for it on the
I
computer.
see what she looks like. Are you kidding?
So tell everybody a little bit about Nightmare on Elm Street because they're all like freaking out. What a great movie! We love it. We love it. Ha ha ha! Like so, tell them something about that one, and I'm gonna look for a picture of you in that.
You know, I worked with some of the biggest models in 1960. I worked for a beauty salon called La Jolie Femme. It was in Sutton Place, and downstairs there was a studio where these girls would get made up. And Sarah Tom, I knew very well. You don't even know who she is. Sarah Tom was one of the top models. She was on the Ultra Blue bleach bottle. She was in all the magazines and all the subways. And the other one, these girls were emaciated. They were like 1 pound and white skin. You could see she's dropped dead.
Look at you guys. So everybody's looking. This is like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah.
and let me tell you something. If you were back in those days, you would have been one of the top models of the day because you have that look, the Grace Kelly, the American sweetheart look. You would, I mean, listen, producers and directors. Oh my God, producers and directors out there. This gal, she has to be as beautiful, as famous as Clarice. What the hell is her name? See what do you say?
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Well, I love models. I love Kelly LeBrock and Kelly Emberg and all the girls. I signed with Wilhelmina back in the day.
Okay.
And when I was older, I went back to New York City and Wilhelmina still represented me. The bookers are still there. They're still there.
When I was 18, I modeled for Sears and Roebuck.
Nice.
What are you talking about? It was mail away. It was one picture of me in a suit, and they had it done 4 times, and they painted the color of the suit blue, beige. That's how horrible it was. And
hold your collar, hold your hair.
No, my father found out, and he said to me, "You can't do that. Only fags do that." And I thought to myself, well, soon you're going to find that out, Bob. My father was right. My father hit it right on the head. He knew what he was saying.
So go back to Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So you already knew that it was a hit franchise because the first 2 were huge hits. Or did you know? Or did you get it? Because did you not follow horror movies? Did you know it? Did you watch horror movies before you started making horror movies?
No, I was on to my next, but then when I saw that the in New York City they had mounted police and beating people back from the theater because it was such a uproar, that was crazy. And Jane Pauley and everybody reviewing it, and I had stalkers. I had people grabbing pieces of my hair out of my head. I had all sorts of nonsense, that people went crazy. people.
Yes, they are.
And did you
Some of the
have fun with
public
it?
are.
Did you have fun? Was it a fun experience?
It was one of those most organic because when I put on the dog collar and the leather outfit, I had this kind of baby hair, that I was just shooting in, and I just thought it was dreadful. So I went to talk to Chuck about something else, and the dolly driver, there was Time magazine was open, and there was a mohawk, in like it was just some story on it, and I grabbed the magazine and I just went, "Can I do this hair?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And that's where everything was going down, and then it's tits up, hair up, everything is up. It was good. It was good. And yeah, that little gentleman who made my outfit too looked like, Danny DeVito. And I was like, wow, you must have a great love life. Him and his wife made all those
Like sexy outfits.
Yeah.
So
Trashy lingerie.
they want to know in the chat room, do you keep in touch with any of the like Nightmare on Elm Street people?
All the time. Yeah. All the
How
time.
cool is that?
Yeah,
You still
they're
keep-
they're a good group. Good
They're
group.
very good. They're very. I have
Yeah.
actually. I've interviewed and met Robert Englund many times. Patricia Arquette follows me on Twitter, but I've never actually spoken to her. But I mean, what a great cast, and everybody like did really well with the whole thing. And John
Well,
Saxon, I didn't know that John Saxon was like for me, he was a horror movie actor. And then I was talking to
No.
Ron, and Ron's like, "Are you kidding me? He's been in like every movie."
He acted with Brando.
Yeah.
He acted with
Brando.
he acted with Lana Turner. He acted
Yeah.
with great stars of 50s movies. John
Yeah.
Saxon was one of the handsomest men of the time. They always made him play the mysterious kind of a sexy guy.
Ron is a
Yeah.
Turner Classic Movie. Like he knows everything.
Me
he's
too.
Well, you know what? I'm in the business. How many? 64
62 years or
64 years. I'm in show business. I'm in movies since 1959. So, when you're in the business as long as I am, you have to meet everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what I was going to say is that Robert Englund and Lance Hendrickson both said they would want to be in my movie.
Oh, that's very cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, so so the way I got into meeting all the horror movie people to have them come on my show was I used to go to the conventions like I did with you, and I would bring clothes and I would give them away if they would wear them because I was a clothing designer and I made really cool clothes. And that's how I originally built the show way before Ron, because like I was on the air for 4 years before I met Ron, but we were just a radio show.
Yeah, it was boring.
And so then we had a really good audience, and I would go to the conventions, and then I would become friends with them because they would come to my room and look at clothes, and then we'd end up going to dinner and like hanging out on the breaks, and they let me sit behind with them while they're signing autographs and stuff. So Lance Henriksen came on the show and gave me all kinds of stuff, and he makes these alien tiles. It's my most prized possession, just about. It's a big tile, like a ceramic tile with the alien monster that he makes. He doesn't sell them. You see him on eBay.
Yeah.
You see him on eBay once in a while. Like somebody will have one on eBay, but he made one and he gave it to me at the end of the weekend. And he wrote on the back, it says, "You're the coolest fucker I ever met." And he signed it and he gave it to me. And so it's like my prized possession. He's my favorite.
He throws clay, right? He throws clay. Yeah, that's right.
So-
Wow.
So Lance Henriksen and Malcolm McDowell, and I mean, like we were at a convention and they called me up and said, "You want to go to breakfast?" And I went to breakfast with Malcolm McDowell and Doug Bradley and Lance Henriksen, and I hadn't had the same experiences that I do now, where every week I'm talking to really cool, famous people. So for me, it was the coolest thing ever. And
Yeah, they're gentlemen.
yeah,
They're
it
real
was just
gentlemen.
it was just like so much fun, and now like I know them all, and we still stay in touch and everything. So it makes it really fun. It makes it all fun for you got to have fun if you're going to be in this crazy business. You got to have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah, fun till Daddy took the T-Bird away.
Yeah, so let's ask you like a bucket list, because you've worked with so many cool people. If you could have, first of all, who's a bucket list, male and female person that you've never worked with that you think it would be fun? And then if you could ever been in any movie that's ever been made ever in history, what movie would you have liked to been in? And your bucket list, you can give me an alive one and a dead one if you'd like, if there's somebody who's no longer here.
Well, I just want to be Betty Davis. I just want to be Betty Davis all day long. I want to talk it like this, and I want to say it like that, and I want to throw my hips into it.
You know
Arr.
something? I knew Betty very well. Betty was a good friend of mine in her old age. And
I
Betty,
love her.
yeah, but Betty Davis was not Betty Davis. Sorry to say. When
Well, no, her characters.
her
I want to
characters,
play.
because
I want
Betty
to play her characters.
Betty was just a dirty-mouthed drinking broad who's tough, fun to be with. She was not the movie star you think she is. Never. In public, she behaved like a movie star, but in private, she was just a little old lady from Connecticut, or up in Maine, and just the sweetest person. I loved her a lot, and I learned a lot.
Okay,
from
so
her.
wait, that's your dead one, Betty Davis. And before you answer the
I
next
agree
one,
with you.
I need to say, so Don Hinton, which let's just say, give you a belated happy birthday from all of our audience.
Oh,
Don Hinton
thank
said,
you. Thank you.
Don Hinton says, please
Thanks.
tell her happy birthday from me. So that's who you shouted out earlier. She's
Thank
bringing it
you.
to our attention. And
Thank
okay,
you.
so who else? Okay, how about an alive bucket list, and then give me a guy too.
Well, let's see, because I've already written the scripts. I know who I want already. I want I want Robert and I want Lance, because I write for older men. I write for men. Like when men read my script, I go, I write for men, right? And they're like, you write for men. And I'm like, I know. I like it.
Okay.
So, but you mean like somebody I want to kiss or something?
No, just if you were like,
She's
if you were gonna, no, let's say somebody came out to a movie and they said, okay, you're gonna be the star of this like movie. Who would you like to work with? Who do you want to be in the movie with you? And you can have a male and a female. People
Yeah.
who are alive. Who do you like?
Mostly, I like the people I already know, and I just want those close knit people I want. But I have in Oopsie Daisy Girl, there's a romance. I'm married, and there's my husband, and I go off of I think I want one of my old co-stars, and then I switch to another old co-star, and then I do another old co-star. So God, I mean, the thing is I thought Army Hammer was real cute until you never know what you're gonna get, right? And in that way, I'm glad that I never really had a private life, because Jesus, can you imagine be ball and chained to something like that?
I know.
Jesus Christ, it'd
I
be
gotta
awful.
tell you something. You could have been my daughter. You and I are identical alike. I've never agreed with anybody in my life like I agree with you.
Thank you.
You have a mouth like mine. You just don't stop. That's how I am. People love you for it. They like your honesty. Nobody likes somebody that's hiding all the time and bullshitting. Don't snow job your audience. They're not going to go for it. That's why we're the number one show in the world. You know that. 5 million people watch us. We're big cheese, honey. We're not little people. And they
Yeah,
do it
I
because
saw that.
Jimmy and I are honest, and we tell it like it is, and our audience loves it. And you certainly gave us a wonderful show because you're telling it like it is.
Thank you.
I really do want to. I'm going to. Jimmy will speak to you because I'm not allowed.
You're allowed to speak to him.
Well, no, Jimmy does all that stuff. Anyway, after the show, we're going to talk to you. There's something you may be interested in.
I love the whole thing.
Okay.
I think that Army Hammer.
I
thing
love
that you
her.
just said
I
is
just-
hilarious.
I love her. I just want to see her in
Um,
person so I could look at her face. I just
But
love her face.
So did I answer your question? Like, who do I want to? Is
No,
there somebody I want to know? If there's somebody I want to know.
Like you don't have like a, oh my gosh, I love this person's movie. How cool it would be to work with. Like for me, like even though like I'm not really an actor, but like if I was gonna like be in a movie, like I love Charlize Theron, I would like, and I'm gay. It's not because she's hot, but I love her character. So I
Gay
would,
men like
for me,
beautiful
Keanu
women.
Reeves would be like a really big one for me. Keanu Reeves, Charles Dance, I like a lot. Anthony Hopkins, I like
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
let's ask.
I know. So like, do you have a person like that that's just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I like this stuff? Besides your friends.
Yeah, I know. Well, I like all the old men.
That's okay.
I
Me
like
too.
you.
Me
I know.
too.
I like Jack Nicholson. I like
Oh, I
Robert.
do too.
You know, I like the old 70s. You know, I would have loved Burt Reynolds. I
Oh,
would have
I
was
loved
friends
Burt
with him.
Reynolds.
I was very good friends with Bert. And,
Oh.
Bert, and let me tell you something, honey bun. Bert would have loved you.
Good.
Oh,
I would have
no.
loved him
Burt Re-
back.
he
I
would've-
would have loved him back.
He would have eaten you up alive. You're Bert's type.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
he
that's
would've
what
loved
they.
you. I want to
the-
say something to you. This is a very important question. I've been carrying on about your looks. My daughter Leslie was first runner up in Miss America. Okay, my daughter Leslie was Miss New York, Miss Long Island, Miss every goddamn thing. My daughter looks like Michelle Pfeiffer or Grace Kelly, a green-eyed blonde beauty. Okay,
Wow.
when she
Yeah.
was young, all the guys wanted to go out with her because she was beautiful. But when they took her out, they took her to parties. And I say, Leslie, how come you don't like that fella? He was nice. She said, when a guy takes me to a movie, that's when I'll like the guy because it's dark and
Ah.
nobody could see her. Now, did you have that problem? Do you feel that your face is your only thing people are interested in? I love your face, but I love your personality too. You're not one of
Well,
these stuck up pieces of crap.
yeah, you know, like, am I yelling? I hope I'm not yelling.
No, you're
Well,
fine.
the thing is when I was young, people were so easily satisfied with so little. Like, I'm not allowed to talk because it's too much. It's all, you know, after, you know, they just want what they want, and then they think they got it. So it was kind of terrible because, you know, if it was like they only can like, you know, they can only take this much of my personality, but there's this rest of me that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was awful. I
So,
have to
so
say
you
that.
would like someone to love you for you, not just your beautiful face.
Well, I did have love. I mean, my first love lasted from 8 to 21.
Wow.
And so I mean, and it was just so it was just so perfect. Those are perfect years, you know. You eat sugar together and you
Right.
swim together and you wrestle and then you go to college and then you have sex all the time. And then and then I got discovered at college. And then they took me to New York. And then I had like Joey Mack sneaking into my apartment and putting like 24 dozen roses in my apartment. And I walk in and I'm like, how did he get in there? And I dated like Kenneth Cole, but he dropped me for Eleanor Mondale, you know, because he had political aspirations, you know, and then it was like being a little rabbit and the greyhounds were running after you. I mean, it was like a pack of animals. They were coming through the window. No, it was, you know what they used to get away with in the 70s, or not 70s, 80s and 90s. That was like, that was before the crash when we never heard the word budget.
Yeah.
Nobody heard that word until 2008. You know, so it was like the best of times. Studio 54 was still around.
I used to
You
go all
know,
the time.
Yeah.
I love
Grace Kelly-
studio.
Yeah. And we had, you know, the disco, it was so much fun, but oh, Jesus.
No, I you know what? I know a lot of models, and what you're saying, they said the same thing. It was a whirlwind. You were
Yeah.
you were on top today, and tomorrow you were fighting to get back on top, and then you were yesterday's girl, and you know tomorrow you're somebody else's girl. It was all about Sarah Tom. I mean, she was married and had a lot of trouble because it was interfering with her marriage. All the men, the suitors. I mean, she was gorgeous, a beautiful white blonde with blue eyes, a beautiful woman.
Did you have fun though? Like, did you?
Of course, she had fun.
Oh my God. I have fun every day of my life. That's
Good
all
for
I
you.
do. And
I'm glad
also,
about that.
I love
also
you.
I also too is like you know, I only got maybe 1 or 2 movies by audition. Everything else was an offer.
That's
I did not-
awesome.
I did not have to, like I would say, if you have to pursue it, then maybe it's not for you.
Exactly.
But
He
And
thinks
also-
that too.
I say the same thing. Don't put a square peg in a round hole; it won't fit.
No, and the thing is I thought that if I gave my best performance, and I would just go like a play, from a play to a play to a play to a play to play to a play, I would somehow get better parts. But that's not true. But I'm a blue collar worker. I like going to project to project to project. I look back at it now and I think the quality is in the quantity I did. I always worked, and that was really important. And but at some point, like now, I also thought that I wanted to be famous when I'm old, and I want to be like Jessica Tandy. I always thought of her as an older lady. I guess she was young,
I love
but
her.
because it was
She was a young old. Yeah, Tippy
Yes.
had. I know Tippy Hedren really well, and Tippy made a movie with her, and we talked about Jessica, and Tippy said she was the most helpful actress she's ever worked with, because
Yeah.
in The Birds, Tippy has a scene. She goes in the bedroom to give Jessica tea, and Tippy was playing it bitchy and angry, and Jessica said to Tippy, "Don't do that. The people are not going to like it." So Tippy went out against the director's direction, and she came in and she played it sweet, and they loved it. So Jessica knew moves. She knew how to work.
yeah.
Hang
Good
on, you guys,
actress.
because we only have like 30 seconds left. So, you guys, this is Jennifer Rubin. She's
Yes,
been
Jennifer,
a fabulous
beautiful
guest.
Rubin.
She's
Ava Gardner's
Jennifer.Rubin.1253.
daughter.
We're going to get her to post on Instagram. We want to thank you for coming on. You've been fabulous. We're going to talk some more.
Yes, we're going to
Everybody in
talk.
the chat room absolutely loves you. They're talking about they can't wait to meet you. They want you to come back and everything. So,
She's
we'll
coming.
keep you
She's
guys.
coming back.
We'll keep you guys posted on everything she's doing. We want to thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on the show. We loved having you. It's great to see you again, and we will definitely be in touch.
Thank you guys.
We may see you very soon. You have no idea.
All right.
Bye.
Take
Bye
it
bye,
easy.
honey.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for a good show.
All right,
Bye,
everybody in the
sweetheart.
chat room, thank you so
Lovely.
much for tuning in. We want to thank our guests, Susan Gallagher and Jennifer Rubin, for coming on the show. We had a great time, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.
I don't give a shit about them. She was in every fucking magazine. I'm in the Obsession.